Hello guys, welcome to this weekly recap with me, Kevin. So for the past week of trading from Sunday, January 19th till Friday the 24th, we had the three opportunities in the markets. So starting off with GBP USD, then GBP CAD, and Euro AUD. So right here, this trade was a victory because as you can see, we claimed TP number 2 at 75 pips. And as I mentioned in the previous video, that it was actually not a trade from the previous week, but from the previous one, 2 weeks back. As you can see right here, easy, clean setup. We have a downside channel right here. And at this point, we were going to have our third touch. We were expecting it at least. So one, two touches right here. We connect these two. And the third we were expecting right here after this retracement. Plus, as you can see, taking support and resistance as a zone, as it should be seen in this way, you can see that it was going to either touch here or maybe raise just a bit. Don't forget that trend lines are not perfect; they must be adjusted, and therefore we were expecting, of course, at the trend line right here, the third touch rejection plus around 61, between the 61.8 and 78.6. But as you can see, it just reached right here the previous high, and even the candle even reached the 113 right here, so at 1.3115 around 16 right here, and it made a big rejection and the candle closed on the downside. So this previous high was held and not broken. So from this moment you can see the bearish engulfing that returned back into the green zone right here in profits. And as you can see, we aimed towards 1.2975 at TP number 2 before the trend reversed right here. So it not only broke this previous high, but it went above, so reversing the trend, and 75 pips were claimed right here. Many confluences that it was going to happen. So the third touch, and right here, even at this point, in the worst case, it would have gone to make the double top right here. So we had a double top that we were not expecting instead of the third touch, and bearish candle, big rejection, confluence right here, and even this 200 MA in blue. So many confluences that it was going that it was a very probable setup right here. Then for GBP CAD was another victory. We claimed that this 220 pips massive trade, but where we were close to be stopped out, as you can see right here. We weren't, so it was really close by. So risk management at its finest. So as you can see right here, many trend lines, but the main ones were these right here. So the upper one, this one, I mean, going on the downside, and this one going way back, many months, I believe, many months in the past. And as you can see, right here, price action was moving in between these two trend lines. So this one and this one, once again, moving into a triangle. We were expecting the breakout and the retest right here with our fibs that I forgot to compute right here. So if I'm not mistaken, it was from here. So right here we had the impulsive movement and the correction. We were expecting a 38.2 50% fib-ish, one of the two, and then they get a rejection and the price starting to move on the upper side again. But as you can see right here, it made a deeper correction. It didn't reverse the trend because, as you can see, we're still doing higher lows and higher highs. So this was the highest high at the moment. And right here, after the correction was finished, you can see that this previous low was still lower than this one. So right here, it actually, taking it as once again support and resistance as zone, it just came right here with this wick rejection to make a double bottom. So after the double bottom right here, we raised, but as you can see with the closure of the candles, it didn't went at this point below, so we were doing higher lows in this case. It didn't do a lower low, so market price action was still bullish. And after this correction right here, rejecting this 1.6950 price, we aimed strongly on the upper side. So you can see that we crossed this first obstacle. So the dot lines are obstacles that we need to break in order to continue on the movement. So as you can see right here, we broke many. We actually took TP number 1, TP number 2, TP number 3, and this was actually like a manual call to close the trade at 220 pips. So it was a really great trade, and as you can see, just sticking from this lowest low with the wick, as you can read here with the L, the low price went to 1.6940, and the pipet, the fifth value was 9, so it was actually 41, and the stop loss was at 1.6936, so we were 5 pips away from being stopped out, but it didn't, and we claimed this huge trade right here with a final 220 pips. Really nice trade, and risks management at its finest that allowed us to have this victory. And unfortunately, it was the other way around in this trade right here on GBP CAD by only 5 pips, taking in consideration the spread. So it was actually 3 pips, but considering the spread, as I mentioned, 5 pips, that we would have placed it below, we could have claimed this massive other trade. So as you can see right here, a trend line that comes way from the back, from the past many months right here. So making this upper part of the triangle, and this trend line right here, making the bottom. So you can see once again, price sometimes crossing it, but it was actually really respected many times. So price voguing into this triangle once again. We expected the break above. So afterwards, we were expecting a correction, and then price to continue on the upper side. And as you can see right here, price came to this point, and where we had our buy limit, and I believe there was maybe a Fibonacci in here that I was to be taken in consideration. But in any case, I believe there was a 38.2 or 50% fibs once again that we were waiting. And as you can see, price it crossed just below and past this supply and demand zone that was respected. So this was actually the point that we were not expecting price action to cross. It did, and it retested. And right here there was some indecision, consolidation, and big lower wicks, and particularly this one that I was actually, as you can see, the bigger lower wick than as compared to the others, and it's actually understanding the behavior of the market, of the price action. For the experienced traders, you can notice that actually this bigger lower wick was a stop out from the financial institutions. So it wasn't really meant to happen as organic price. It was actually institutions that made big orders on the downside to kick out traders, and we were caught unfortunately right here. But as I mentioned, looking at the L, this wick reached 1.61085, and our TP was at 1.6110. So 3 pips, even like considering the spread, 5 pips just below, we would have still been, oh no, this one right here, 1.6107, and right here 10, so 3 pips apart, 5 pips below, and we would have still be in the trade. Right here, still a case of that, a case that witnessed that anything can happen, and you just have to apply your risk management really properly. So by a few ticks we were kicked out, but still a really great setup right here for an unfortunate that was an unfortunate minus 50 pips right here on EA. So the overall, we had the GBP USD plus 75 pips, TP number 2, GBP CAD passed, we claimed TP number 1, 2, and 3, and this was the manual close at 220 pips, and Euro AUD minus 50 pips for a total of 245 pip net profit. So if you guys want to follow, of course, as usual, our quality trading, you can do so by going on our main website at goldenoptiontrading.com that I forgot right here to put. So goldenoptiontrading.com, you can put your email and stay updated for our latest announcement, releases, giveaways, and services incoming. And you can also follow us on Instagram at Golden Option Trading with our main account at 67.2K followers. Don't be tricked by other accounts, many other scam accounts that have way lower followers, and that they're taking our identity. So don't be foolish. Uh, Look at the followers right here. So 67.2K followers, and the French Francophone account at Golden Option with 19.2K followers. Therefore, guys, I hope you enjoyed the previous week of trading, and I wish you a wonderful, safe next week of trading. Take care and see you in the next video.